Let us start with the second part of the chapter with Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha Composition. Rajya Sabha, or the upper house of the parliament, is a permanent body as it cannot be dissolved. The membership of Rajya Sabha cannot exceed 250 members. Out of these, the President nominates 12 members on the basis of their excellence in literature, science, art and social service, and the rest are elected. At present, its total membership is 245. Rajya Sabha is the body representing states in the Indian Union. The elected members of the states' legislative assemblies elect the members of the Rajya Sabha on the basis of proportional representation through the single transferable vote system. Thus, unlike Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha adopts the method of indirect election. For the purpose of this election, each state is allotted a number of seats, mainly on the basis of their population. The Rajya Sabha thus reflects the federal character by representing the states or the units of the federation. Bigger states get greater representation and the smaller ones have lesser representation. For example, Maharashtra sends 19 elected members, whereas Goa sends 1 elected member to the Rajya Sabha. Qualification for membership of Rajya Sabha. Article 84 of the Constitution lays down the qualification for membership of Parliament. A person to be qualified for the membership of Rajya Sabha should possess the following qualifications. Number 1. He must be a citizen of India. He must be not less than 30 years of age. Second, he must possess such other qualification as may be prescribed by Parliament. Disqualifications. Article 102 of the Constitution lays down that a person shall be disqualified as a member of either house of the Parliament. Number 1. If he holds any office of profit under the government of India or the government of any state. If he is of unsound mind and stands so declared by a competent court. Number 2. If he is an undischarged insolvent. Number 3. If he is not citizen of India or has voluntarily acquired the citizenship of a foreign state. If he is so disqualified by or under any law made by the Parliament. Tenure. Every member of Rajya Sabha has tenure of 6 years. 1/3 of its members retire after every 2 years. They are entitled to contest again for the membership. But a member elected against a midterm vacancy serves the remaining period only. This system of election ensures continuity in the working of Rajya Sabha. Officials of Rajya Sabha. The Vice President of India is the ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha. He or she presides over the meetings of the Rajya Sabha. In his absence, the deputy chairman, who is elected by its members from among themselves, preside over the meeting of the House. The deputy chairman can be removed by a majority of all the then members of Rajya Sabha. But the chairman, vice president, can only be removed from his office by a resolution passed by a majority of all the then members of Rajya Sabha and agreed to by the Lok Sabha. As the vice president is an ex officio chairman and not a member of the Rajya Sabha, he or she is normally not entitled to vote. He or she can vote only in case of a tie. Tie means a situation in which there are equal votes cast in favor and against a bill or resolution. In such a situation, the presiding officer may exercise a casting vote in favor or against to break the tie. Lok Sabha Composition. Unlike Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha is not a permanent body. It is elected directly by the people on the basis of universal adult franchise. All the citizens of 18 years of age and above are entitled to vote in the election to the Lok Sabha, subject to the laws made by the Parliament. Hence it is called the popular house or lower house. The maximum permissible membership of Lok Sabha is 550, out of which 530 are directly elected from the states, while 20 members are elected from the Union Territories. Article 81. Besides, the President may nominate 2 members from the Anglo-Indian community if he or she feels that the said community is not adequately represented in the House, according to Article 331. The actual strength of elected members of Lok Sabha is 543, of which states elect 530 members and the Union Territories elect 13 members. Total members would be 545 if 2 Anglo-Indians are nominated by the President. Reservation of seats. Certain number of seats have been reserved for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes in the Lok Sabha. Reservation of seats for the scheduled caste or scheduled tribes means the person belonging to SC or ST will represent such reserved seats. It implies that only person belonging to SC or ST can contest from the reserved constituencies. Out of 543 elected seats in the Lok Sabha, 84 are reserved for SCs and 47 are reserved for STs. Territorial representation. The representation in the Lok Sabha is based on the population. Therefore, UP, which is the most heavily populated state in India, sends as many as 80 members, while smaller states like Mizoram, Nagaland and Sikkim send just 1 representative each to the Lok Sabha. The distribution of seats among the states is based on the principle of territorial representation, which means each state is allotted seats on the basis of the population in proportion to the total population of all the states. For the purpose of election to the Lok Sabha, the states are divided into single member constituencies which are more or less of the same size with regard to the population. Qualification and disqualifications. All the qualifications and disqualification as mentioned above for Rajya Sabha apply to the Lok Sabha also. However, there are few differences as follows. Number 1. For becoming the member of Lok Sabha, a person should be 25 years of age. Second, a person contesting from the reserved seat should belong to the scheduled caste or scheduled tribe as the case may be. Third, no person can be member of both the houses of parliament or the member of both parliament and of a state legislature. The candidate may contest from several seats, but if elected from more than one, he has to vacate all except one according to his choice. If a person is elected both to the state legislature and the parliament, and if he does not resign from the state legislature within the specified time period, he will forfeit his seat in parliament. Tenure. The normal term of Lok Sabha is 5 years, but the president on the advice of Council of Ministers may dissolve it before the expiry of 5 years. In case of national emergency, its term can be extended for 1 year at a time, but it will not exceed 6 months after the emergency is over. On several occasions, Lok Sabha was dissolved prior to the end of its term. For example, the 12th Lok Sabha elected in 1998 was dissolved in 1999. In 1976, the term of Lok Sabha was extended due to the ongoing national emergency. Officials of the Lok Sabha. The Speaker and the Deputy Speaker. The presiding officer of the Lok Sabha is known as Speaker. The members of the House elect him. He remains the Speaker even after Lok Sabha is dissolved till the next House elects a new Speaker in his place. In his absence, a Deputy Speaker, who is also elected by the House, presides over the meeting. Once elected to the office, the Speaker severs his party affiliation and starts functioning in an impartial manner. Both the Speaker as well as Deputy Speaker can be removed from office by resolution of Lok Sabha passed by a majority of all the then members of the House. Powers and functions of the Speaker. Some of the powers and functions of the Speaker are given below. Number 1. The basic function of the Speaker is to preside over the House and conduct the meeting of the House in orderly manner. No member can speak in the House without his permission. He may ask a member to finish his speech, and in case the member does not obey, he may order that the speech should not be recorded. Number 2. He decides points of order, interprets and applies rules of the House. Third, all the bills, reports, motions and resolutions are introduced with Speaker's permission. Number 4. He puts the motion or bill to vote. He does not participate in the voting, but when there is a tie, that is equal number of votes on both sides, he can use his casting vote, but he is expected to cast his vote in a manner so that his impartiality and independence is retained. Fifth, the Speaker certifies whether a bill is a money bill or not. Sixth, his decision in all parliamentary matters are final. Seventh, he is the custodian of rights and privileges of the members. 8. He can disqualify a member of his or her membership in case of defection. He also accepts the resignation of members and decides about the genuineness of the resignation. 9. In case of joint sitting of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, the Speaker presides over the meeting.